All right, man. Welcome back, Current Era Pod. Before we get started today, I do want to let everybody know that you need to like the goddamn video, subscribe to the Mother Trucking Pod, and comment down below. Comment something. Just say anything. Just say hi. Okay?
Hold on, it's getting desperate territory.
I don't care. I don't care.
Let's reel it back.
Okay. All right. Fine.
Okay.
Guys, welcome to the show, man. News, reviews, updates, tidbits, factoids. Mondy has a new mic, as you can see. He's holding it in the palm of his hand.
Why would you tell him that? Stop. Don't tell him that. I'm not holding it, guys.
Okay. All right, man. Let's go, Monty. We got a lot of things to discuss today. Some trailers, some movie reviews that we can't wait to discuss, and some news. So let's do it.
News, reviews, tidbits, factoids. Let's get it. A Martin prequel drama series titled Young Martin is in the works. This is from Martin Lawrence's hit show in the 90s. Martin Lawrence is set to executive produce. I have to assume this is because of the success of Bel-Air, right? They're going a drama route. But does Martin lend itself to a drama? That could be interesting. What do you think?
I mean, people thought the same thing as about Bel-Air. And, even though I'm not a fan of the thing that they have on Peacock, it's popular. I mean, I can't deny its popularity. It's gotten 3 seasons, I think, at this point. So who's to say? Yeah, who's to say Martin can't make the same transition? So we'll see. I mean, I'm not going to watch this. I don't care. I was never the hugest fan of the Martin show, period. So why would I watch the drama of it? Right. But, I do think it's interesting that we're in this trend of, bringing back these shows as dramas. What's next? Family Matters?
We already had that one. Oh, no, that was Good Times. That was Good Times.
Oh, I was about to say, did we? Okay,
yeah, that wasn't a drama. But I feel like the Fresh Prince show had stuff to pull on for a drama, like him playing basketball, him moving to a whole new city. Martin is just, I guess his main struggle is that he struggles with maybe poverty or at times. I don't know. But
that's a struggle, hey.
That's a very good struggle. I mean, he got a good group of friends, like, Tommy and everybody. So who knows? Maybe we'll see. Mm-hmm. Watch the season finale. Be like, oh, it's this new girl moved across the street. Her name is Gina. Yeah. Anyway, the Halo live action series has been canceled at Paramount Plus. The producers of the show, however, are looking to develop a season 3 on a different streaming platform. So I'm surprised. I actually know a lot of people who actually watch the Halo show. For some reason, really? I don't know, like my coworkers and just family members and stuff like that. But wow, I hear mixed things about it. But I know people who watch it, so it's got an audience. How about you?
It seems like the hardcores, like the hardcores, are like finally like, how has this show been on for so long? Like, it's terrible. It may be the more casual audience has been enjoying it. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I didn't watch the show just because everything I saw leading up to it just did not look good at all to me. Were interesting. I didn't agree with some of the decisions they were making, so I was just like, that's okay. Like, I'll just stay away from it. I don't need this. And here it is, canceled. So I win.
Wow. I want to shout out Joseph Morgan. He's in the show. He plays Niklaus Michelson on the Vampire Diaries / the originals. I don't watch the show, but yeah, he also was on that Titan show. I think he played like Brother Blood or something like that. Anyway. Moving on, let's talk some trailers. We have the trailer for the new Terminator anime series, which is coming to Netflix next month, August 29th. What were your thoughts on this anime Terminator trailer?
Yeah, it didn't give us much. Only like a minute and some change trailer, so it's kind of hard to really be excited about anything. I feel like.
Well, how was the animation and just,
sure,
did it look cool enough at least?
No. And I say all that to say, like, I'm not overly excited to watch this, even though it is coming to Netflix very soon. I think August is what he said.
August 29th. Yeah.
August 29th. So, honestly, I'll probably end up checking this out, but like, I'm not really I'm not going to watch this every, or as soon as it comes out, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So my excitement level isn't there for it, but I'm sure it's going to be good in its own right. It is on Netflix. Netflix tends to care a lot more about their anime product than they do their live action, which is okay. But whatever, I guess the animation is just easier to make. So whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I'm a Terminator fan. I'm not like a diehard Terminator fan. I do like Terminator though. And this trailer didn't do anything to really, it made me just want to go rush and watch this. Nothing from the animation to what I saw from the story beats. So I'm not really planning on watching this, but if I hear good enough things about it, I will definitely tune in. So if you watch it, let me know.
Cool.
We have the trailer for.
Put the mic a little closer to you, Monty. A little closer.
Okay, how's this?
That's better. Thank you.
All right. We have the trailer for The Beast Within, starring Kit Harington, has been released. It's coming to theaters this month, July 26th. Same day as Deadpool and Wolverine. So, but first of all, I just want to say
that don't matter.
I turned off this trailer halfway through.
Me too.
Because I just want you to know, guys. Look, Julien loves vampires, right?
Hey.
And the way he's excited about vampires and the way he loves vampires, that's how I feel about goddamn werewolves. As soon as I saw Kit Harington, werewolves, I said, "Turn this shit off." This gives me last voyage of the Demeter vibes. I don't know why we keep bringing that fucking movie up.
It's a classic.
It's giving me enough in the trailer just to be like, okay, sure, I'll watch this shit. But please give me your thoughts.
Literally, I promise you. Literally, I saw 30 seconds. I was like, "Bitch, get the fuck out of here!" Like, Kit Harington in theaters, werewolves. Like, I was just like, okay, like I'll be there opening fucking night. But then again, I won't because I'll be seeing Deadpool and Wolverine. But I'll be there Friday, bitch. Like The Beast Within. Let's fucking go. I don't need to see anything else about this. I hope this is amazing.
Yeah, I hope it's good, man. I haven't heard anything about it, honestly. I saw the trailer randomly on Twitter. I was like, okay, sure.
I've seen promos for this in front of House of the Dragon. I feel like they've been doing mini runs for this, even though it's not coming out HBO Max. But I guess because it's Kit Harington, they're trying to give him some rub. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I'm very excited for this. Unfortunately, I'm very excited.
I love my werewolves, bro. I love it.
We'll see.
We have the trailer for John Woo's remake of his own film, The Killer. That's quite the accomplishment. It's coming out August 23rd on Peacock. We got Nathalie Emmanuel who's in this movie. Another star, I can't remember who's in this movie as well.
The black guy,
Missandei can't remember his name. Thrones. Oh yeah, the black guy, Aldous Hodge, I believe. Who played Hawkman?
Yes, Hawkman. Yeah. Wait, that's not him. That's not him.
Oh, okay. Oops. Being racist.
Wow, they all look alike.
Anyway, what are your thoughts on this Peacock release action? I mean, John Woo is a legendary action director, but what are your thoughts on this?
It's unfortunate, Mondy. It's unfortunate, man. I will not be supporting. I won't. Look, shout out to Nathalie Emmanuel. I do think that it's Natalie. I believe that's how she pronounced it. I will say that I think that it's great that she's getting all these leading roles, or at least all these wider roles, I should say. But I don't. No, thank you. No, thanks. No.
Yeah. John Woo, I know he's like a legendary action director. I like the first Killer. I never even watched the first one. Honestly, I never even heard about it. But I'm sure it did good, maybe overseas or something like that. But this trailer, I don't know. It just didn't do enough for me either. So I'll probably be passing on this one. I can't even say it looks bad. It just looks like I've seen it before. It looks like maybe I know exactly what it's going to be. So sorry, John Woo. Sorry, Nathalie Emmanuel. We have the trailer for Sean Baker's and Nora has been released in theaters October. This is the movie with the young guy who finds like a prostitute and he comes from money, and then I guess they fall in love. What are your thoughts on this trailer?
Do they? This is. I'm not gonna watch this either, honestly. What I gathered from this was that she's a prostitute. He's like some Russian mob boss's son, I guess, and he's like, I'm not going back to Russia, bitch. We need to get married. They do, and then they come looking for him. So. No thanks. This didn't look like interesting in the least. Unfortunately. So I'm good.
Yeah, man. I think we're stepping steps so far this pod. I can't say it doesn't look interesting. I just say that I'm not rushing to see this personally. So
Saturday.
Sunday.
Okay, got it. Okay.
We have the trailer now. Last trailer, guys, is for Captain America: Brave New World. Please give me your thoughts on the Cap is back.
I'd love to hear what you think about this, Monty.
Okay. This trailer gave me the tone that I really, really enjoy. I like when the MCU does
street level,
grounded, Winter Soldier, Black Widow type vibes. I just like I think the MCU really thrives in that pocket. I really do, and so it looks like it's going to be more in that vein, and I'm really excited. I'm going to have to definitely get used to even though we saw it in Falcon and Winter Soldier, Sam Wilson as Captain America, but I think he'll step into the role gracefully enough. I saw the funniest tweet. It was like some poor interviewer is going to ask Harrison Ford what his favorite MCU movie is, and Harrison Ford is going to snap on his ass, which I can't wait for that. By the way,
Yeah, I can't wait.
I love when the MCU does that thing they do, like, because they recasted Harrison Ford from William Hurt, rest in peace, as Ross, General Ross, and Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson was like, hey, you look a little different. He's like, yeah, shaved the mustache, and they did the same thing with Don Cheadle and Terrence Howard. Anyway, but the trailer looks good, man. It's more of a teaser in my opinion, but I'm here for it. I can't wait. It's getting a February release, which is interesting as well too. I think that kind of the days are kind of getting passes of like only like big blockbusters come out in certain months. I think movies now are just looking for those pockets of like dates that they can release where nothing else is going to have any competition around it, like how Dune Part 2 did. And I think those days are behind us of like only big summer releases or big Christmas releases. But anyway, that's another conversation. But yeah, give me your thoughts on the trailer.
What do you think about Red Hulk?
Sure. I'm a fan of him in the comics. Well, a fan. I know it's just General Ross. I like his powers a little bit different than the Hulk's. People have been having a big rhetoric online about how in the world could Sam Wilson fight Red Hulk. But it's also been rumored as well for this movie that it's like a kind of like Civil War. There's going to be a lot of other MCU players in the film as well. So maybe it'll take a team of them to take him down, or who knows. So, but we'll see.
Interesting. Okay, so
but also I want to point out Red Hulk in the comics has a big glaring weakness that you can not easily take him down with, but that people tend to use against him. He needs heat, so I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. All right. So, unfortunately, this trailer did not strike my little eye, but I don't think that's a bad thing, honestly, because that means my expectations are lower. So, like, it'll be easier to please me when I actually go see this movie on opening night. And I want to be very clear. It doesn't matter what comes out about this movie. I'm going to go see this as soon as it comes out. I'm going to go support Anthony Mackie as a black lead in a major motion picture, and especially in this superhero genre where we only had Chadwick Boseman, I think. I'm trying to think. Yeah.
Blade, Wesley Snipes.
You're funny. So yeah, I mean, now that Anthony Mackie is here as Sam Wilson's Captain America, it looks like we're bringing back Isaiah Joe. And, I'm sure that, like you said, there'll be more players in the mix, but I don't know, man. It just looked low-key boring. It looked like everything that we've seen before from all three Captain America movies. There's trouble within. The enemy is your once friend, and it's just like, Jesus, man, like, this is the fourth time we're going to do this. But hey, all three Captain America movies, in my opinion, have been amazing. Even the first Avenger, I know people people love to say that first Avenger isn't like that. To me, I love that movie. So I don't know, man. I mean, hopefully it can easily surpass my low expectations for it. But the trailer did not look fun. It looked low key boring. Like I said, like it just looked like more of the same stuff that we've been getting with Captain America over this 20-year reign. Wait, almost 20 years. Jesus Christ. 20-year reign that we've had with the MCU. So, we'll see, and hopefully,
because Avengers came out in 2012. Nope, it has not been 20 years. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Almost, yeah. But yeah, we'll see, man. Like, I hope I'm dead wrong, and I hope this movie's absolutely amazing, and I hope that it's able to stick with the other three Cap films. But we'll see. We'll see. This trailer didn't. This trailer was low key boring to me, though.
I enjoyed it. Let's talk some tidbit time, guys. Redbox is officially shutting down after 22 years. Rest in peace to Redbox. I have very fond memories of Redbox. I used to go, with my dad, and we used to go rent DVDs after basketball practice and stuff like that. And honestly, I was surprised it's even still been in business for the last 5 years, to be honest. But it has been. And I noticed there's a lot of old people love Redbox. I still see them standing out front of their Walgreens looking for their movie. But yeah, do you have any kind of memories of Redbox, and are you surprised it's shutting down?
It's so funny because Blockbuster I was super heavy in, but I went from Blockbuster to Netflix right away. So like I never had like a Redbox era ever.
But Redbox was different in the fact that you can get like new release movies. Like Netflix typically takes a longer time for like a new movie to come out. But like Redbox had like a DVD kind of timeline. Like as soon as a movie was out of theaters, it kind of went to Redbox. No.
There was never any issue. There was literally never any need for me to go to a Redbox. So yeah, I don't care about this, unfortunately. Okay. I'm actually shocked that Redbox has been in business so long. So
yeah, same.
Yeah, shout out to Redbox, I guess.
Sorry to all the old people that have to now use streaming services. Anthony Starr, of course, actor who plays Homelander, and Chase Crawford, actor who plays the Deep on The Boys, say that Black Noir actor Nathan Mitchell is actually narcoleptic in real life. His quote is, "He legit falls asleep during scenes." It was written into the show, so I know you weren't caught up on The Boys, but there's a new Black Noir, and he falls asleep randomly, and it's because the actor who plays him is actually narcoleptic. And that's just so funny to me. So, Boys fans, that's a little treat to you guys, and Julian probably doesn't give a fuck. All right, moving on. Let's talk some reviews. Did you finish any shows? I finished 2, The Acolyte and The Boys.
I finished one show. Yeah, I finished. Sorry, I'm looking through my thing. Yeah, I finished The Receivers on Netflix, which is interesting because I didn't watch Quarterback. I think it was last year.
I'm currently watching Receiver. I love it.
Yeah. So yeah, I just want to give my brief thoughts on it, man.
Sure.
You know, obviously I'm not the biggest football guy. I've never have been in my entire life. It's just been something that just has not been interesting to me for any reason, compelling. I don't know what it is about the sport.
You didn't grow up on it, huh?
No, I did. Yeah, like my mom is a huge Falcons fan. My uncle is a huge Cowboys fan. Like every Sunday, like they're down there screaming, you know, and I don't know, like it just can never keep me. Yeah, always. But this past year, actually, I guess pretty much ever since I moved to Vegas, I've been keeping up with it a little bit, or at least a lot more than I have in the past. And you know, it was interesting to kind of follow the season, and you know, be for whatever reason, I'm all of a sudden interested in it now, like to a point where like I was watching a lot of games, especially the Vegas Raiders games, and yeah, so like to see the kind of retelling of that through these 5 wide receivers, or receivers, I guess, perspective was super interesting, man. You know, for whatever reason, I guess again because I live in Vegas, I've been seeing a lot of Devontae Adams on my feeds, whether it's been TikTok or Instagram or whatever the case may be. I watched his entire Shannon Sharp interview. It was 2 hours long, very entertaining. I'm like a fan of Devontae Adams now. Like this dude is like super entertaining. He's he kind of reminds me. Sorry,
I said well spoken.
He kind of reminds me of Vince Staples in that he's real and like he's not afraid to like say the real shit. Like he doesn't really care about like, oh, I have this sponsor or that sponsor, or like I need to protect this brand. He's like, no, I don't give a fuck about that. Like, yeah, like Jimmy G, get him out of here. Like I signed off on that. Like I love that. Like be a man, bro. Say that shit.
When he said that, he was like, yeah, I signed off on it.
So yeah, like easily going into this, and like, you know, I watched the Shannon Sharp interview because the TikToks I saw, and then I watched the Netflix show because I saw that he was a part of it. But and easily he was the most interesting guy to me. But I appreciated I'm on Ross St. Brown, Justin Jefferson, George Kittle, who's nuts. Who George Kittle I actually knew previously from all the stuff that he did with the WWE. So coming to see like the actual football side of him is just hilarious. Like this nigga's like he's actually nuts.
He's a beast too.
He's a beast. And of course Deebo Samuel, who's just a nigga from the South, which is hilarious. Like this nigga got the name Debo, nigga. Like what?
He said, my dad said when I was 4 years old, I just beat up everybody else. He just called me Debo.
Call me Debo. Shit. But yeah, man, like this is a really well put together documentary. I think it spends an appropriate amount of time on each guy. I mean, you know, or as you know, as much time as you could, because obviously they were following the season. So once it gets to a certain point, certain guys aren't playing anymore, and guys that are playing got more shine. I get it. But yeah, like I really enjoyed this. Like I enjoyed this to the point where like I can't wait for the upcoming football season now. Like I'm invested in these storylines. I want to go back and watch the quarterback one that happened last year with Mahomes and whoever else was in it.
I want to say Kirk Cousins was in it. Mahomes.
Yeah. But it's funny because Kirk Cousins was Justin Jefferson's quarterback till he tore his Achilles, and now he's playing for the Falcons, which is so funny because like I said, like my mom's a diehard, like for as long as I can remember, my mom's a diehard Falcons fan, bro. Like my uncle is a diehard Cowboys fan. So now I feel like, you know, I gotta find a team. Like I am in here now. Like I'm a fucking NFL football fan. Like let's go.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. It is. So, yeah, this is awesome, man. This is one of the best things I watched this year. I gave it an A. I really, really enjoyed this.
Yeah, I'm about halfway through it right now. I'm enjoying it myself as well. I think you would probably enjoy Last Chance U as well. I don't know if you ever heard of that show.
I
So when they
have.
go to the football JUCO, there's also a basketball one as well. Like that shit is just so funny because it's just if you're a football fan and just seeing like hood niggas on a football team, it's just funny. Anyway, but yeah, I'm enjoying receiver Amon Ra St. Brown. Such a cold name to me.
It is, yeah.
He said my dad named after the Egyptian god. I was like, that's cool. And his brother's name is like something Phi as well.
It's a Komeka case, whatever the fuck the name is.
A Mekwi or something like that. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, I'm enjoying that show as well. Okay, cool. Here's my thoughts on The Acolyte, which is the new Star Wars show now streaming on Disney Plus. Julian, are you going to watch the show?
I'm not going to watch this at all. Please say as much as you want. And plus, TikTok has spoiled certain things for me anyway, which I did not give a fuck about. If I would have seen it, I would not have cared. So please, give me all of it. Give me the whole load.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Here's my epilogue. I've been soured on Star Wars content for the last couple of years, honestly. Really, the Disney era has really soured me on Star Wars, which is really unfortunate. I'm really a big Star Wars fan. Grew up on it my whole life. And I just thought the idea of just going into the show, exploring 100 years before the prequels was really, really cool. Because like we haven't, that timeline is just totally unexplored in canon Star Wars content. And so that alone was enough to really get me really excited for this show. The Disney era, I figured out, I think in my mind at least, what it lacks is that the fantasy element that George Lucas brings to Star Wars, I think Disney has kind of lost that element of it. Of course, there's exceptions. There's been some good stuff in the Disney era. I enjoyed,
Mando?
I enjoyed, Mando seasons 1 and 2. I enjoyed Force Awakens. I enjoyed Rogue One. But for the most part, it's just been more of the same. And this content, it's not content creator, this reviewer on YouTube kind of summed it up perfectly. He said, this is like CW Star Wars. And that's exactly what it feels like. From the costume design to the acting, it feels like if the CW made a Star Wars show, which is not Star Wars, in my opinion. Now, there's some good things to this show. I feel like there's a lot of really cool shit within this show, like a lot of cool one-off things. But a show is bigger than just one-off things. Like there's a Wookiee Jedi, which is so cool. I really enjoy Master Soul. He gives me Qui-Gon Jinn vibes. So I like him a lot. I like the idea of a Wookiee Jedi. I like this new Sith that we have, the Stranger. I like his sensory deprivation helmet. Really, really cool stuff there. I like the Jedi Whip. I like seeing a kyber crystal bleed in real time, even though I think narratively it was weak, but I like it how it looked visually at least. You got to see fucking Darth Plagueis, which is insane. Like Star Wars fans know, like Darth Plagueis he was Palpatine's master, the one that Palpatine killed to take power. So that kind of stuff is cool, man. But overall, the narrative is just so all over the place, so messy, so corny at times. Episodes 5 and 6 were really, really good in my opinion. They started trending in a really good direction. And then the last 2 episodes after that, 7 and 8, went straight back to hell. And so I feel like, I don't know, like Dave Filoni, I know we kind of anointed him, we being Star Wars fans, as, the guy to bring us out of the darkness. But I've been questioning Dave Filoni lately. I mean, he didn't direct this show, but he was overseeing everything. I wasn't the biggest fan of Ahsoka. I think you were. And I think Dave Filoni is a master at his craft in the animation space. But when it comes to live action, I've been seeing that it just translates a bit very differently. Like I think this could have been a really cool animated series, but live action, I'm not sure how this. I am sure actually this is not good in my opinion. I gave it a C-, and that's being generous to be honest, because a lot of the cool shit that was in there. So yeah,
C-.
Here's my review on The Boys season 4, the newest season of The Boys. The Boys, man, continues to be my favorite live action superhero show that we have out right now currently, which is really saying a lot if you think about like the fact that this is the little Amazon Prime show competing against like the powerhouses like Marvel and DC, which are also pumping out live action content as well. And so for these guys to reign supreme, and not only my mind, but other people's as well, is really a big accomplishment compared to who they're going up against. I think what continues to make this show really great is the characters, man. Like any show is lucky to have 1 or 2 characters that are like really cool, that people like to quote, that people love. This show has so many characters that people just love. Like there's Huey, there's Starlight, there's Billy Butcher, there's of course Homelander, there's the Deep, there's A-Train, there's Mother's Milk. And I think that even the new characters that they introduced this season, like Sister Sage and Firecracker, blend right in, and it just continue to have this great ensemble of a cast. A-Train, man, I would have never thought in 1,000 years that I would love A-Train. Like his redemption arc this season is just so cool. I think he had the best scene in the season, and it wasn't even an action scene. It's when he saves Mother's Milk and he brings him to the hospital, and this young black kid looks at him and starts smiling, and A-Train, you can see him in his face like, oh, like that means something to him. Like him seeing me in this suit save somebody like means something to him, and I can be a real hero. That was just a profound scene in my opinion. A black kid looking at an older black man. I love his relationship with MM. I love Ryan, Homelander's son. I love that. Like it was very kind of interesting to see which path he would choose between evil and good. I think it's pretty clear at the end of the season which path he did choose. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's all that kind of stuff was done really, really well in my opinion. And Carl Urban as Billy Butcher, this was his season, man. Like typically it's always Homelander's season, but he was just knocked it out of the park. I mean, of course, Homelander is always great as well, but Carl Urban is Billy Butcher is just like he went for it this season. He was the most Billy Butcher he's ever been. But I'll say all that to say though, however, this is the worst season of the show, which is not a bad thing because this is still a good season. I think season 4 compared to seasons 1, 2, and 3 does pale in comparison. But keep in mind, guys, season 3, in my opinion, was peak boys. Like it didn't get any better than that. Like that was like an A, like that was like an A season. So this season to me is a B minus. And like I said, still a good season of television, but there's reasons as to why I give it a B minus. Number one is that they're starting to feel pigeonholed by shock value. And I get it. The Boys is built on shock value, like, but they've always done a better job in the past of like interweaving that shock value with the narrative to make it feel like it was more like just an organic shock value moment. This season, I feel like they know that people want to see those shock value moments. Like they want to see niggas eating. Like there's a scene when the guy's eating out of another nigga's ass. Like, and it sounds crazy, I know, but like sometimes I feel like this season they stopped the show to give you the shock value moment, and then the show proceeded to go on again. Like it didn't feel as organically interwoven as it has in the past. And number two is that this season felt like setup season. I hate setup TV. This whole season felt like the last season, which is coming next, which is going to be season 5, is going to be, I can tell it's going to be an amazing season. It's going to be perfect probably. But this season felt like 1, 2, and 3 felt like there was a beginning, middle, and end with breadcrumbs that would lead to the next season, obviously. I mean, that's how shows go. This season felt like complete setup for what's to come. And I didn't really always appreciate that. But overall, like I said, B minus, still a good season of TV. There were some Gen V characters in here, which is really cool to see them. I think season 5 will be just epic, man, because they're setting up for something really crazy. So yeah.
Cool.
Which movies did you see?
I mean the Tyler Perry movie and Twisters.
Okay, cool. So I saw both of those as well as another horror movie named Oddity and a horror movie named Long Leg. So I'll interweave our reviews so I'm not just talking for forever. The first review I will do is for Long Legs, which is a new horror movie out right now. Guys, this movie, I haven't heard this much hype for a horror movie since last year's Talk to Me by A24. Like people were saying it's literally being marketed as the scariest movie of the decade. And I think that marketing is doing this movie a huge disservice because people are going to go into it expecting crazy, crazy things in terms of the horror aspect of it. I mean, that's just not what it is. I don't think I was scared one time. Now, it's a very creepy feeling movie. You'll leave the movie feeling like, oh, that was creepy, but you won't be necessarily scared, I don't think. But I'm not going to judge the movie just based on how scared I was or not. Nicolas Cage is in this movie. He is the character Long Legs. He is creepy as always, man. Nicolas Cage in this movie is just, he's going for it 100%. I've seen some people say that he's going for it too much. He's being too Nicolas Cage. I loved it. I think it fit the movie perfectly. Long Legs likes to sing. He was singing his ass off. If you watch the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But that's probably the creepiest performance I've seen this year out of any guy, any performance. Really, this movie, what it really is more so of an FBI mystery serial killer. It's not really more of like a straight up horror movie. It's really like a FBI murder mystery. They're looking for this guy over the course of this amount of years. It's being compared a lot of times to Silence of the Lambs, which I still not have seen. I need to see that movie. But people are saying it's more so like Silence of the Lambs as opposed to like just a generic, another horror movie, should I say. Horror, the genre of horror is either like so pretentious it's like it's unbearable to me, or it's like just so derivative. Like, and this kind of falls more so on that pretentious side, in my opinion. I know people have been loving it, but I've seen people as well who also kind of agree with my feelings towards the movie is that it's not all what it's cracked up to be. The movie is split up into 3 stages, 3 parts, should I say. The first 2 parts are slow. They pose a lot of questions. And then the third part is up to the third part to really bring all this thing on home, And the third part, I just feel like the reason why I gave it I ended up giving the movie a C plus is just because that third part answered some of the questions, yes, that I had in the movie, but not in a very satisfying way. I feel like there was still a lot more questions I had. And I just feel like they could have did a better job of giving me a satisfactory conclusion, because parts 1 and 2 are like a bulk of the entire movie. And like the last 30 minutes of the movie or 25 minutes of the movie is part 3 out of a 2-hour film. And so I feel like we needed a longer part 3 to really expound upon that. I'll say all that to say, this is one of those movies you probably have to go like on YouTube and look up like Long Legs Explained. I'm sure you'll have a fonder appreciation for the movie. I still haven't done that yet, but movies like that are just I don't always like that kind of style of movie making. Even though I feel like I honestly will probably appreciate the movie more if I do look at those YouTube videos and see different things that the director had intended to do. But for right now, I gave it a C plus, and I know people are loving the movie, and people also are kind of feel more towards how I feel as well. So yeah, that's my review on Long Legs. Let's talk first. That Long Legs movie. Have you heard about that movie?
Yeah, I heard about it, but I watched the trailer and I was just like, I'm good. So
Okay. I was just curious if you plan on watching it or not. Let's talk the big one, guys. I'm really excited to get Julian's thoughts on this movie. Tyler Perry's Divorce in the Black. Please give me your review on his latest efforts. I would love to hear this.
I'm not even sure this movie like deserves an actual review.
It does.
This movie is not good by any stretch of the imagination. I would even go as far as to say that this movie is absolutely terrible, god awful. There is an interesting opening scene that I won't give away for people that have not seen it. I will say that it was interesting. It caught my attention. But after that was over, there were multiple times in the movie where I was just like, "There's no way that we're still watching this bullshit." These type of over the top characters that Tyler Perry loves to write are just frustrating because it's just like, bro, like you need help, bro. Like you need. I'm speaking like Tyler Perry. Like we're speaking directly to you. Like you need help, man. I feel like he thinks it's a flex that like he writes, directs, produces, stars. Like, bro, like it's not a flex. Like it's not, bro. It's not, especially when it concerns you, because you've released like 10 straight movies where like it's clear that like you need help, not just physically and emotionally, but like you need help in the writer's room. You need help directing. Like you need help producing because you doing it all yourself. You get bullshit like this. Now, look, the good thing about this film is that Megan Good and the other actor, can't remember his name, Corey Hardick, they both were paid handsomely for this. Tyler Perry made sure to pay them both. I think Corey Hardick even said that he got paid more for this that he shot in 3 weeks than he did on other major Hollywood films, which he shot for 3 months. So, okay, that's great, Tyler Perry. We're always going to uplift him for having black actors in movies, having a black film crew, black makeup artists. But man, at some point, like it's got to be more about it's got to be about the craft at some point. Like you can't just keep releasing these Tubi movies and trying to produce them as good content. There's like nothing good or believable about this movie, and it's unfortunate because Megan Good is somebody that I value. She's somebody that I've followed since I'm fucking 5 years old. I mean, I'm not much older than her, or sorry, she's not much older than me. But it just feels like she's better than this. Like she took this strictly for the payday. And look, if she can't get it in Hollywood, I get it. But holy shit, she's way better than this. And Tyler Perry's better than this. I mean, he's proven that he can be good. He's proven that he can be good at one point in his career. Now, is he? I mean, is he just too far gone? I don't know, but yeah, this movie sucked. This is an F. There's nothing good or redeemable about this movie. This was horrible. This was horrible. It's funny. Like I've seen a lot of people on Facebook say that this is like the best thing they ever seen. Like they absolutely love this, and I just don't. I don't know, man. I mean, different strokes for different folks, I guess. I don't know.
Better than Mea Culpa? Did you watch Mea Culpa?
I didn't see that bullshit because it was just going to be exactly what this was. So, okay. Yeah, I whatever. I don't have anything positive to say about this really anymore. So, you go ahead with what you thought about this.
All right, Tyler Perry's Divorce in the Black. So yeah, I'll touch on the Tyler Perry issue or the conundrum I have with him. Obviously, he does good and bad, right? The good stuff, like he said, Megan Good and both Megan Good and Corey Hardick were paid the most in their entire careers on this project, which is like you said, he always employs black people, gives black people opportunity, pays them what they're worth, which is all good stuff, whatever. But the negative is, I think, is outweighing the positive for sure at this point in his career. The quantity over quality style of filmmaking, the fact that Corey Hardick shot this film in even 3 weeks is not, like. It's not a correlation of like time and greatness, but like guys, a feature-length film should never be shot in 3 weeks. That's just not. It's without it being rushed. That's just not how filmmaking is done. Not in my opinion, but that's just facts. And Tyler Perry, I've even spoken to people in the industry who have said, like, I always wonder, like, how is he getting worse? Like, doesn't make any sense to me. Like his first couple of movies were like really good movies. I love Daddy's Little Girls. I love Diary of a Mad Black Woman. I love Why Did I Get Married? All that kind of stuff for colored girls. It's highly rumored within the industry that those movies were directed by other people who didn't get credit. And so that makes totally sense, because if he's directing these movies now, there's no way your fall from grace or from talent is just that much of a drop, because those movies just feel like they're completely by somebody else, and word on the street that they are. Anyway, as you said, the opening 20 minutes of this film was actually wild in the best way possible. I was like, oh, okay, this is actually really entertaining. This is about as Tyler Perry of an opening as it's going to be. And from that point on, I kind of disagree with one thing that you said, that I don't think this is a bad movie, yes, but I was entertained by the film, and I value entertainment more than anything. I was literally entertained from this movie from start to finish, even though it was bad. Okay. I was locked in, and I had to. That's my truth, and so I'm going to give this score a little bit more of a higher grade. But I will say this about Tyler Perry: it's becoming abundantly clear that he does not understand the art of subtlety in characters. All of his characters are one way, they're one note, and we learned that from the very first scene that we see them in. Everybody is going to be evil. If they're bad, they're going to be cartoonishly bad. If they're good people, they're going to be cartoonishly good people. Like, for example, Dallas in this movie, played by Corey Hardwick, the bad boyfriend, or the bad husband, should I say. Anytime he walked in a room into a frame, he had a scowl on his face. He was ready to call somebody a bitch. Like, we get it, bro. You're evil. It's understood. And then on the opposite end of that spectrum, Benji, the new guy that Megan Good meets the day after she gets her divorce, this big swole nigga with waves, and Tyler Perry know how to pick him, don't he? He's cartoonishly good. He loves animals. He loves kids. He's got a farm. Megan Good tries to have sex with him on the first night, and he's like, "No, I want your mind before I want your body." Like, come on now, this is real life. Like, what are we doing? I mean, I respect him for doing that, but anyway.
All right.
And lately, every Tyler Perry movie as of lately has become a comedy. But despite his intention, like, I was laughing. Like I said, I was entertained. I was laughing at this movie so much, bro. I was dying laughing watching this movie. I kept thinking, like, Benji. I'm like, Benji, like, is it worth it? Like, as soon as he met Megan Good again in his life, as soon as they got reunited, like, this nigga got threatened to get beat up. Dalton came upstairs and choked his ass out, or tried to choke him out. That was so funny, by the way. I'm like, nigga, you're not gonna beat up this nigga. Like, you need a gun, nigga. Like, anyway, but yeah, so this movie, man, if there's one good thing I'll say about it, besides it being entertaining, as well as that Megan Good, I thought she did really good in the movie. I think Megan Good is underrated as an actress. I really do think she's, like, underrated. I think maybe it's one of those things where, like, people just maybe can't see past her beauty or whatever. But, like, in all of the performances I've seen her in over the course of these years, man, she's always good. And I think she went for it in this movie, despite, it being a bad film. And so I ended up giving the film, I give it a C-. I don't give it an F. But like I said, it probably is lower than a C-, but because I was thoroughly entertained, that's why I gave it a C-. So yeah, Tyler Perry's Divorce in the Black.
Okay.
He's got 2 new movies in the can already too, so I think they come out this year. So yeah, 4 movies in 1 year. He is nuts. He's nuts. Okay, next review is for Oddity. This is a new horror movie out right now. This is a movie that I hadn't really heard much about. I honestly, I didn't even plan on watching this movie in theaters, really, but my plans got canceled one night. I said, you know what? This movie, I've been seeing some stuff about it. Let me go check it out. It's an Irish movie, but it's in theaters right now, a horror movie. And the opening scene of this movie has such an interesting predicament. Like, what if, I'm not going to spoil anything, guys, but what if you were in a house, right? And somebody knocks at your door who looks crazy, and they're like, hey, I just want to let you know somebody's in your house. Do you open the door for this person who looks insane, even though he looks like he's telling the truth? Or do you kind of, do you stay in the house with this person that's possibly in your house? Anyway, that was a great opening, in my opinion, great opening scene. And I promise you, it feels better, it looks better than how I just described it. But it definitely fits the namesake of his title for sure. This is a very odd, eerie, creepy movie. I mean it in the best way possible. This is an example of how a movie uses a set piece or a location to its maximum, purpose. Because the majority of this movie takes place in a house, right? It's one singular house. And the house is just so creepily designed from its aesthetic. Even during the daytime, it feels creepy because there's so many pockets of shadows and stuff like that. And it's just a great set piece, man. This has my favorite performance in a horror movie this year from actress Carolyn Bracken, who I've never heard of before. But Carolyn Bracken plays a set of twins in this movie. She's absolutely fantastic. And I gotta say, man, I feel like I've seen it all when it comes to horror. I haven't literally been scared from a horror movie in years, like over maybe 3, 4, or 5 years. Like I have not been scared. And there were 2 sequences in this movie where I was genuinely like, that was creepy. I'm scared. Like that was such a refreshing feeling to me, guys. Like this movie deserves the hype that Longlegs is getting right now. It's just a really good return to form for horror, in my opinion. And also, this movie has a lot of like instances where there could be some really graphic violence going down, but it'll cut away from the violence, like, which kind of tells me that the movie's not interested in showing you graphic, bloody. It's more interested in just giving you atmosphere, and it's more interested in just kind of showing you like what could be, what's implied, what's unknown. And so you guys know I go on my rants all the time about horror, the genre of horror, and like Blumhouse horror, like Imaginary and Night Swim and all that kind of stuff. But like this movie, even though Longlegs, even though I didn't love it as much as everybody else, I still appreciate, I respect it because it's very original. I saw the TV glow. Original horror is definitely there, guys. It's definitely here, and I'll kind of tame out my rants a little bit now because this movie was really, really good. I recommend if you're a horror fan, Oddity. It's now playing in theaters. I give it a B. I really enjoyed it. So yeah.
Wow.
Owen Wilson, wow. Last review is for We Got Twins. We Got Twins. Twisters, guys. Julien, please give me your thoughts on it. First of all, I just want to say real quick, this movie opened up with $80.5 million domestically. The biggest opening weekend ever for a disaster film. The second biggest opening of the year for a live action movie behind Dune Part 2. And it's only $2 million behind the opening of Oppenheimer. So, guys, this movie is destroying. My theory is because it's so all-American, like people, it just kind of fits all 4 quadrants of people who want to see this movie. Families, single people, whatever, kids, whatever. They can all watch it. But that's my theory as to why it's doing so good. But, yeah, it's killing at the box office. But give me your thoughts.
Interesting. Yeah. I've never been a big disaster movie guy. They're just never really been my thing, honestly. I've seen a bunch of them, and every single one, they're all kind of like, as soon as I leave the theater, I kind of just forget that they exist. They never really leave me with anything. And unfortunately, it was pretty much the same with this. Don't get me wrong. There are some great scenes here. And I think the thing that sticks out the most to me about this film is the cast. I think Glenn Powell I get why he's the next guy, or like he's in line or whatever the case may be in Hollywood. He's awesome. As soon as he came on the screen, like the movie instantly got better. But like, his little band of miscreants that he was with, like all of them were good in their own right. They were all interesting and entertaining. But the crux of this movie is the twisters, right? Like it's the destruction, it's the chaos, and it's like like, can you control this chaos, or like can you survive it? That's the crux of any disaster movie, and it just I don't know. These type of movies just don't move me, and like I don't really know how else to say it other than say it that way. I mean, like, they just don't do anything for me. Now I will say my wife, she absolutely loved this. Like she wanted to see this goddamn movie so bad. And hey, she loved it, so I'm happy for her. But you getting robbed?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Nick, are you being held at gunpoint right now?
No, I thought it was a bug in my room. I thought it was a bug.
I don't know what to say. Like, what the hell? Okay. But yeah, anyway, yeah. So she loved it, so great for her. But ultimately, this, like I said, this movie just didn't. It just, I just don't care about this, man. I'm sorry. I didn't have any fun. You guys know I didn't have fun. Like I said, the cast, Glenn Powell. Okay, yeah, please mute, nigga. During my review. Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
The cast was great. The effects were cool. The destruction was cool, but like it didn't bring any value to me. So I gave it a C. This movie is what it is. It like literally, if you go and you're expecting twisters, you're expecting survival, you're expecting death from the twisters, guess what you're gonna get in this movie? So yeah. C.
Yeah. So Twisters, man. The cast includes, like you said, Glenn Powell. We're in the Glenn Powell era right now for sure. But really, the marketing kind of tricked me. He's not really the star of this movie. It's more so Daisy Edgar Jones, who gives me kind of like Anne Hathaway vibes a little bit. Diet Anne Hathaway. But really, it's her movie. We got, which I think that's a kind of a misstep. I think Glenn Powell would have been the better choice to really lead this movie because, like you said, he has the charisma, everything like that. The movie got better as soon as he entered the frame or whatever. Anthony Ramos looking crazy in this movie. We got him. David Cornsweet. This is my first real exposure to our new Superman in the DCU.
Oh, is that him, the straight guy?
Yeah, with the hat, the
tall
guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Looks familiar. Okay.
I'm not going to lie. Like, I was kind of against his casting, you know, but I see him in this movie. I saw the Clark Kent. I saw the Superman. I saw it. The look. He had the height. He had the voice. I saw it, guys. I see it. I see the vision clear as ever now. He is Superman. I promise you. Anyway, this movie had the most classic Hollywood setup I've ever seen in a movie. Like, there's somebody that's really good in their field of work.
Oh, yeah.
Something traumatic happens. They step away.
Oh, yeah.
They can't do it anymore. Somebody comes knocking at the door. Hey,
we need you.
Yeah. We need you. and thus the movie begins.
Oh, yeah.
The problem with this movie, though, I'll say this, is that I agree with you. I think I agree with you in this movie, is that these people, these storm chasers in this movie, they love them some gun tornadoes. Like, they're tornado! Oh my god, go crazy! Yeah. But I didn't in turn feel that excitement, and I think it wanted me to feel like how they felt, like excited when these tornadoes were going down, these twisters, whatever. I just didn't feel that way. Mm-hmm. But I will say this though, there was one great scene in the movie, halfway mark at nighttime. You know, talking about when we're at the rodeo. Mm-hmm. That was a great twister scene. Like, I was like, okay, this is. If the movie kind of maintained that energy and intensity, but I think the problem with the movie was that there's too many goddamn twisters. Like, after no, there's more. There's more than 4. Jesus. After the 4th twister, I was like, okay, like
here we go again.
Here we go. Like, Jesus Christ,
what's gonna happen this time?
I think the movie would have definitely benefited from maybe just having 2 big twister scenes, like putting your all into those 2 scenes, as opposed to having 7 twisters in a damn movie. But what do I know? That's just my thoughts on that. Also, what surprised me lastly is that there's a lot of high-level science talk in this movie. Like, yeah, I understood the science in Oppenheimer more than the science in this movie. They was going crazy with the science. I was like, okay, sure. I'm just gonna sit back and let it wash over me. Mm-hmm. But overall, I ended up giving it a C+, man. I think people are enjoying it more than us out there, obviously.
Sure.
But it just didn't capture me the way I was hoping it would, you know. Like an all-American Hollywood summer blockbuster. So, but yeah, I gave it a C+. Let's talk some Marvel and DC news and comic book news. I tagged you in this picture that there's a comic book out that's coming in October. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Naruto collab or crossover event. I just thought it looked pretty cool. The cover looked cool. Is this something that I know you're a big Naruto fan, but is something that maybe you pick up or maybe kind of just look at the run of this or not really?
No, probably not. But I would say it is an interesting crossover. And then again, when Batman and Ninja Turtles crossed over, I was kind of against it too. I was like, I don't really see it. But then when they came out with the movie, I was like, oh shit, this is actually awesome. Like, this is a great crossover. So maybe if they ever do a movie.
I keep hearing the fight between Batman and Shredder is like really, really good.
It is. Maybe if they ever do a movie about it, I'll watch it. But I'm not gonna read the comic. So yeah.
Okay, just curious. Jack Quaid, Huey from The Boys, says that he auditioned to play Superman in James Gunn's DCU.
I don't understand why this is news. Like, who gives a fuck about this?
I mean, it's interesting. I mean, he voices Superman on My Adventures with Superman, but he just doesn't look like your typical Superman. That's why it's interesting, I think. His quote was, I didn't get very far. I put myself on tape and it went nowhere, and that's fine. And it's only fair that I say this, guys, because typically a lot of times when females are casted, I'll say not bad enough. And I gotta apply for males too. He's Huey, Jack Quaid. I love you as an actor. It's not bad enough. Not bad enough. We need a looker for Superman, okay? For Clark Kent, for Kal-El. You understand me? Okay. Kal-El's a model, anyway. But yeah, okay. I like Jack Quaid. I think he's very vulnerable in admitting this. But I think I'm happy that he even went out and tried. Like he said, he tried it, just to try. Like, why not? So I respect that. But yeah. No Jack Quaid, no Huey as Superman. That'd be crazy.
No, it would be crazy.
Kevin Feige revealed that the X-Men back in 2000, live action, wore black spandex in the original movies because of The Matrix. The quote was, they were studio execs in charge who knew that The Matrix had been a big hit, and they wore black leather, so put them in black leather. No surprise here. Every movie tried to copy The Matrix in the early 2000s. But interesting, though, like they actually confirmed that what we already knew. But any thoughts
Yeah,
on that?
yeah, not really. Yeah, it's like you said, not really much of a surprise. The Matrix revolutionized film, and this is just one of the ways. So yeah.
Yeah, it's so many movies that did that black leather thing, like Underworld, Blood Rain, the movie called Blood Rain. So many movies. I think
Underworld, boy.
even Van Helsing was inspired by the Matrix in terms of their costume designing. A lot of just the Matrix really inspired a lot of black leather. And last bit of news here, guys, is that Thanos, the inevitable has happened. The Russo brothers are in talks to direct Avengers 5 and Avengers Secret Wars. I think you called this actually like last year, but I guess Daniel Destin Cretton couldn't make it. Sean Levy couldn't do it. I still think Ryan Coogler would be a great choice as well, but these guys are proven.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on the Russo brothers?
It makes sense. They have the track record. I mean, especially in the MCU, like what have they done that's been poorly received? So, and they've done two super huge Avengers movie with just an insane cast. These next Avengers movies are only going to be bigger, so get somebody that knows what the fuck they're doing, man. You've got to right the ship somehow. So, and what better gateway to have Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. come back into the fold than say, hey, you guys want to work with the Russo brothers again? So, I mean,
early for that.
Them niggas is coming back anyway, but now it's just confirmed. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, man, they got to right the ship somehow. These guys are proven. They've managed to show you that they can balance an ensemble easily. Even Civil War has a huge ensemble as well, and they balance them so well. I still my favorite depiction of Black Panther in the suit, not outside the suit, but in the suit. I love how aggressive and fierce he was. But anyway, yeah, these guys are the ghosts when it comes to the MCU, man. So I'm not mad at this at all. It's also rumored that a Kang casting will be coming soon. So hopefully by the next news pod, we'll have a new Kang.
Which you don't want, right?
I don't want that, but
yeah, you want the character to just die off and just go in a whole new direction. Galactus.
What's the over under? You think he'll be black, or you think they'll just go a totally different direction?
Oh, there's no way he's going to be black. There's literally no way. So yeah, I mean, I will put 10K on a white man.
You want to bet right now, like just like a smooth 50?
No, because it might actually happen though.
Anyway.
Oh, no. But yeah, hey man, look, make sure you guys like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the Current Era Pod, and thank you so much, Mondy. News, reviews, updates, tidbits, factoids.
Yep. Thank you.